Hello! I chose to analyze Act 3, Scene 2, which is the dialogue between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. And I'll start to tell a little about the development that Lady Macbeth and Macbeth is going through in this scene and earlier in the book. In the start of the act, in page 105, we get the impression that Lady Macbeth is not totally well. And this is when we hear her soliloquy, when she says, "Naught's at all spent, where our desires go without content. Tea is safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy." And the meaning of this quotation is, if you get what you want and you're still not happy, you spend everything, but you have gained nothing. It's better to be the person who gets murdered than to be the killer and then be tormented with anxiety. And this means that even though she wanted the murder, she's still not happy. She's actually saying that she would rather be the one who's dead than be tormented by this anxiety of the killings. And this also shows how Lady Macbeth has developed throughout the book. In the beginning, Lady Macbeth was very frigid, but now she's started to show her feelings more and more. Yes, and then when Macbeth enters to talk to Lady Macbeth as she asked for, he tells her that he cannot be calm before Banquo and Flea into step 2, because they both in some way are connected to the throne. And he says these two quotations that I found: "We have scotched the snake, not killed it." And he also says, "Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife." And these two quotations shows us how Macbeth does not think that the work is done before both Banquo and Flea is dead. And this also shows how Macbeth is developing throughout the book. In the start, Macbeth was very afraid of killing Duncan, but he did it anyways. And now he has developed to thinking that the job is not really done before all three of them is dead. And these murders don't scare him as much as the murder on Duncan. And also the quotation, "Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife," is also a simile. And this is because Macbeth says that he feels like his mind is full of scorpions. And when he says that it's like his mind is like full of scorpions, it's a simile. Then I have a little about imagery in this scene. There is this quotation: "With thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale." And this quotation means that with your bloody hand and invisible hand, rip to pieces those lives that keep me in a state of fear. And this quotation is told to create a strong image in people's mind on how their enemies are going to get killed. Yes. Then I have a little about foreshadowing. When there's this quotation: "There shall be done a deed, a dreadful note." And this is a foreshadowing because Macbeth is telling us about something that's going to happen, this dreadful note. That is something he's going to do, and this is telling Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, and that's why it's a foreshadowing, because something's going to happen. Yes, and then a little about the theme in this act, scene. The theme could be anxiety, and I've chosen this theme because both Macbeth and Lady Macbeth seems a bit anxious. And this is shown in this quotation: "It's better to be the person who gets murdered than to be the killer and be tormented with anxiety. And this is also the quotation from the beginning. And this tells how Lady Macbeth is very anxious because she's afraid that she's never going to find peace about the killings that they've done. Macbeth has done, but Lady Macbeth been like the brain behind the actions, and that's why she thinks she's never going to find peace about these killings, and therefore she's very anxious. Yes.